All right, viewers, these are the live visuals coming in from Israel. This is the second day of PM Modi's visit to Israel, and this is a visit to Yad Vashem. This is Israel's official Holocaust memorial, which was established in 1953 to honor the 6 million Jews who were killed by the Nazis. Now, later, bilateral talks will be held with Israeli President Isaac Herzog. And late in the afternoon, PM Modi and Benjamin Netanyahu will meet for a delegation-level discussion at around 2:40 to 3 p.m., followed by exchange of MoUs and joint press statements. Now, these are the live visuals coming in from Israel. On your television screen, PM visits the Holocaust Memorial and pays tribute to the victims. Now, these are the victims of the Holocaust. And this memorial was established in 1953. And this memorial is to honor the 6 million Jews, who were killed, brutally murdered by the Nazi regime, by the Hitler regime. And the memorial is to honor those who died during the Holocaust. It's a memorial of the Holocaust, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is paying a visit, is paying a tribute to all those who died in the Holocaust, the Jews who died in the Holocaust in the Nazi Germany. And this was established in 1953. Bilateral talks will happen today in Israel between India and Israel, between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Benjamin Netanyahu will take part. It will be a meeting, it will be a delegation-level discussions which will happen after that, followed by exchange of MoUs, joint press statements, and then around 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., PM Modi is scheduled to interact with the Indian diaspora in Israel, and then later, around evening time, he will depart for New Delhi. Now, defense, security cooperation are expected to feature prominently in the discussions, but this is the visit to the Holocaust Memorial, where Prime Minister pays tribute to the victims of the Holocaust. Live visuals coming in from Israel. On your television screens, ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting the Holocaust Memorial in Israel. This is Israel's official Holocaust Memorial, which was established in 1953 to honor the 6 million Jews killed by the Nazis. All right, we are being joined by Ratna Chakravarti, joining us live from Tel Aviv. Ratna, if you can describe the visuals on our television screen. PM is visiting the Holocaust Memorial. What next, Ratna?
You're right. Yad Vashem is Israel's official memorial, and it's dedicated to the victims of the Holocaust. And it was established in 1953, located in Jerusalem on Mount Herzl. It's a very strategic and important place for Israel. And over 6 million Jews were murdered during the Holocaust. And this place serves as a place for remembrance, education, and this testament to the resilience of the Jewish people. So it's a very symbolic visit by the Prime Minister when the leader of the world's largest democracy visits the Yad Vashem. He shows and describes the shared values of democracy and tolerance between India and Israel. So this is a very important visit, and it strengthens this moral and historical ties between the two nations. And yesterday, if you have seen in the Prime Minister's conversation in the Knesset, and also Prime Minister Netanyahu highlighted this, that India was one of the only countries in the world where the Jews never faced persecution. But in Europe, 6 million Jews were killed, and this is a very symbolic visit.
Definitely, Ratna. This shows the emotional touch between the relation that India and Israel has, that the relationship that PM Modi has with Benjamin Netanyahu. Yesterday, PM Benjamin Netanyahu clearly mentioned that PM Modi is more than a friend. He is a brother. He's a brother to him. Ratna.
Yeah, that's true. And we have seen throughout this entire visit, this brotherhood, or as he said he's a friend, and then he says, I might even go to the extent of calling him a brother, because that's the relationship between the two leaders, the chemistry between the two leaders that drives this relation forward. If you've seen in the dinner that the Prime Minister of Israel hosted for Prime Minister Modi, he wore even an Indian dress to celebrate the special relationship that the two leaders share.
Definitely, Ratna. These are the live visuals that are coming from the Holocaust memorial, which is in Jerusalem, in Israel. Live pictures coming from that location. What's next in the agenda? When will the bilateral be happening, and what are the agenda of the bilateral talks that will be taking place, Ratna?
So there is first a meeting with the President of Israel, Isaac Herzog, where the president has even put out a video showing that he has laid the red carpet for the Prime Minister's visit. They will have a bilateral talk. And after the conversation with the president, there will be a discussion, a bilateral agreement being signed, the MoUs being signed, and a press talk at the King David Hotel. It was scheduled to be around 11:30, but as you see, that it's a little delayed. But it will be in this afternoon. And after that, there is the diaspora meeting with the prominent members of the Indian Jewish community who are based out of Israel. So that's basically on the agenda today.
Definitely, Ratna. And if you can describe more on the visuals that we are showing right now, the visit to the Holocaust Memorial, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is paying a visit, and he is with Benjamin Netanyahu right now. And clearly the statement that was made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Knesset, in the Israeli parliament, that the Jewish community flourished in India and they have lived fearlessly only in India. Ratna.
That's true. The Jewish community has never faced persecution, because whenever you talk to any other people who have migrated from Europe, you hear the stories that why they had to leave Europe. It was because of the persecution, because of the Holocaust. But whereas the Indian Jewish community, the Prime Minister met yesterday a lot of the Jewish community members as soon as he arrived and at the King David Hotel, and they were very excited to meet the Prime Minister because they had very positive experience growing up in India. They never faced persecution. They were culturally very rooted in Indian traditions as well. A lot of the members of the Indian Jewish community still celebrate Indian festivals here. So that's why the Jewish community in India has a very special bond with India. And that's something with Prime Minister Netanyahu even acknowledged yesterday.
Definitely, and the kind of welcome that was received by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that was also on a very personal level. He was one of the first to address the Israeli parliament, that is the Knesset, and now he is visiting a memorial that is close to the hearts of millions and millions of Jews, and it's dedicated to those who lost their lives in the Holocaust in Germany by the Nazi regime. Ratna.
That's true. There are two important things. One, in the speech yesterday, the Prime Minister addressed that, especially after October 7, that he stands with the Israeli people, and he stands firmly with the fact that what Israelis went through, Indians have went through as well, when they suffered terrorism, what we have seen on our home as well, where we suffered terrorism from Pakistani terror groups. He highlighted the same thing that Israel has went through as well when October 7 happened. And today he goes and pays a visit to the other section of the Jewish community who have lost their lives before the October 7th, the another deadly attack, which was the Holocaust. So there is a symbol in both of them, because he first paid tributes to the October 7 victims yesterday in the speech, and today he's going and paying tributes to people who have lost their lives in the Holocaust.
Definitely, and the visit also holds a symbolic significance, Ratna, when it comes to the Prime Minister's visit. And it's not just about the defense deals that will happen, and not just about the MoUs that will be signed and the technology transfer that will happen in various fields, but it's also the personal connect, the people-to-people connect that we can see right now on the television screen.
That's true, and that's something which the Prime Minister even highlighted yesterday, that a lot of Israelis young Israelis travel to India after they have finished their mandatory army services. The popularity of yoga that the Prime Minister highlighted, he said that when he first came to visit Israel, when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, there were only a handful of yoga studios. But now there are yoga studios in every nook and corner in every neighborhood of Israel, which is also something, shows the people-to-people connect actually between the two countries. And most Israelis here who have experienced the Indian caregivers were very popular, and the courage they've displayed throughout the entire war is very significant, and that also something which he highlighted yesterday in the speech.
And in Ratna, in geopolitics, it's very important to have friends who support you in tough times.
Mr. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India. the Honorable Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of the State of Israel, Mr. Dani Dayan, Chairman of Yad Vashem, ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here in the Hall of Remembrance at Yad Vashem on the Mount of Remembrance, Jerusalem, to commemorate the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis and their collaborators. The Encore Choir, directed by Arnab, will open the ceremony with the song Walk to Caesarea, written by the young poet and parachutist Arnab, who was killed behind enemy lines in Hungary in 1944. I am honored to invite His Excellency, Mr. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, to rekindle the eternal flame in the Hall of Remembrance. Commemoration. As we rekindle the eternal light in this hall of remembrance before the sacred remains of our martyrs, we unite with the blessed memory of 6 million of our people who died in martyrs' death at the hands of the German Nazis and their collaborators, of the Jewish communities destroyed in a wicked attempt to eradicate the name and culture of Israel. We remember with veneration the fortitude of the fighters who kindled the sublime flame of rebellion among the besieged masses of the ghettos. The heroic and persistent struggle of the masses of the House of Israel on the threshold of destruction for their human dignity and their Jewish heritage. The righteous among the nations who risked their lives to save Jews from persecution and death. I am honored to invite the Prime Minister of the Republic of India to lay the wreath on the slab under which the ashes of Holocaust victims from the extermination camps are buried, and to place a stone according to Jewish memorial tradition. Chanter Amir Gopal will now recite Eri Malera Amin, a prayer for the souls of the martyrs.
And viewers, those were the visuals coming in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting the Holocaust Memorial in Jerusalem. And of course, after this, Prime Minister to be meeting with the Indian diaspora and also, of course, holding the key talks that are slated to happen. And we are tracking all the minute-to-minute updates. Prime Minister paid tribute to the victims. He is at the Yad Vashem with Benjamin Netanyahu, as you can see from the visuals. The Holocaust Memorial, known as a Mount of Remembrance, a memorial that restores identity to millions of Jews who were murdered. And the Prime Minister has paid tribute to the victims at Jerusalem. And these are the live visuals coming in from Jerusalem on Prime Minister's key visit to Israel and today to the Holocaust.